Sorry, we were busy. We're waiting on a call from our counselor and everything.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, Nellie, what's going on?
Well, it appears that the OBG clinic neglected to do their job in scheduling our appointments correctly. And they admitted to that.
Okay.
Thus, they said if we didn't get that shot within the 18-week period, we'd lose the baby. Thus, we have lost the baby.
Are you sure?
We've had 3 ultrasounds.
Oh, honey.
We're here at the ER for a second opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm going to keep trying.
Oh. Well, you know, the program, I mean, that's been screwed up before. It doesn't necessarily mean that's what caused. I mean, for thousands of years, people didn't have that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean...
He's just really...
I know.
Hold on one moment.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, could I speak to Eric or Janelle?
This is Eric.
Eric, this is Diana with Seaplanes.
Yeah.
Could you tell me where you're at?
Unable to make the flight. My wife we just found out we lost our baby.
I'm sorry.
And we're at the hospital right now, and we're still here.
Okay. All right. I will. So you'll need to contact U.S. Travel for reschedule on this then.
Right, but they're not open.
Right.
They close
right.
4:30.
So
we have no lodging, and you know. So,
yeah.
And we're dealing with something even more severe. The travel is going to my words right now.
Right. No, I am so sorry. I just we were just sending the plane out and needed to know if you were going to be making it or not.
I apologize. We had to come to the ER.
Uh-huh.
Or I would have told sooner.
Okay. I will take you off of this flight then.
Thank you.
Okay.
Are you still there?
Yeah.
We just got off the phone with the plane people because we missed our flight back to Huna.
Uh-huh.
Back home.
Yeah.
Right now we're just at the hospital, can't do anything because Valley Medical is actually still admitting that it was their scheduling people's fault why we lost the baby. And he doesn't want them touching me.
He who doesn't want them touching you?
And I don't want them touching me either. Valley Medical. So,
Oh, okay. So they didn't see a heartbeat.
They didn't see the baby move either.
Oh.
We've had 2 different picture ultrasounds and 3 different hand device ultrasounds, sonograms, whatever it is.
Mhm.
And all show the baby doesn't have a heartbeat.
Oh. So what do they expect you to do? Just let it go until it terminates? Or are they going to do a DNC?
They're not sure. They're discharging us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, are they going to give you a plan?
They're going to talk about it when we get back in.
When you get back in where?
Well, right now they're trying to discharge us from the ER.
Okay, but then who's they going to talk about it when you get back in where?
The doctor here who's on shift is going to talk to us about what we can possibly do.
Okay.
But this is not going to have any reflection on me keeping from having a child. I'm going to have my own child.
Well, I don't think it has to, Janelle, as long as they take care of it properly.
No, I want to have my own child.
I know. My point is, I don't think it will have any bearing on the future if you just if they make sure they take care of this properly. I mean, they can't just send you home and you know, sometimes they'll do that and wait and see if you miscarry. But being out there on that island, I wouldn't think that would be the best thing to do in case you got an infection.
That's what they're saying. There could be an infection, but they're going to discharge us.
Yeah,
Well,
they're being negligent.
And I'm going to let them hang themselves. I'm going to go, okay, well, we're going to go to Anchorage.
Yeah, we want to go to Anchorage.
But I'm going to have us set it up.
well, they have to give you a plan. They can't just say go home and wait for something to happen.
I don't think they are. I think what I want to do is I want to set it up through Medicaid, me and him, to go to Anchorage and get it done. Which means you and me set it up, not this hospital.
I just don't think you need to be in Indiana.
He wanted to come to the winteriest place on earth.
What?
He wanted to live in the winteriest place on earth, and I was like, okay.
Well, it's just not.
I don't know.
You just need to be in Indiana where there's decent medical care and access, and you don't have to take a boat and a plane and a train.
Well, hold on. I'm going to let you have Eric.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey.
how is she doing?
So.
Did she suspect that something was wrong?
No, she didn't. Everything appeared normal up until today.
Has she had any kind of breakdown yet?
No, not yet, but that's what I'm dreading.
Yeah. Well, it probably won't be until you guys get somewhere for the night or something like that where she can relax. And
Right.
So they're going to discharge her from the emergency room, but they have to plan. You know, sometimes they can say go home and wait a week and see if it terminates itself, and
Right.
sometimes they'll say watch for signs of infection, but they can't let it go on forever. They have to make a plan. If something doesn't happen by this time, we have to schedule a DNC. And even if it does term itself, you probably still need to. I mean, she still needs to be checked and cleaned and you know, make sure everything's intact and. Just watch her real close for any signs of infection, okay?
I will.
And, I don't know.
I'm about ready to strangle somebody.
Well, the odds of, I mean, the RH factor can cause a lot of trouble.
Yes.
I don't know that it can be the sole purpose for a lost pregnancy.
Right.
Especially this early on. A lot of times it just causes birth defects.
Yes.
Or, you know, I mean, my parents didn't have the shot with me.
Right.
And I don't remember what happened, but they had to do something after I was born.
Right.
But you know, they didn't. Somebody dropped the ball with me too, so it still turned out halfway decent.
Right.
I mean, my parents weren't disappointed, at least for a while.
They had to do the shots on me because my mom was, I believe, A negative and my dad was B positive.
I know. That's what I'm saying. My parents were negative and positive, and my mother should have had the shot.
Right.
And somebody dropped the ball and didn't do it.
Yeah.
And so they thought that there was a whole big mess when I was born, and it was a big mess, and just one smart doctor swooped in and fixed things.
Right.
But I'll have to do some research, but I don't think that shot is the be-all, end-all. It's just a high risk factor.
Unless the baby took my blood type, would be the only reason why I would see her body would fight it off and kill it.
Uh-huh.
That'd be, the only logical thing. But
yeah, there's just until someone does some more investigating.
yes.
I know it probably feels better for her to be mad at somebody,
Right.
Somebody's
Well,
fault.
I'm the one being mad for her. So.
Yeah, but I mean it's probably easier to have someone to directly blame for it, but do me a favor and just encourage her to lean on her faith and pray when she needs to. And I know that sounds lame, but it will help her a lot.
Now they're saying she still needs an Rh negative shot, even though she's not pregnant.
They're saying she's what?
Would you like to talk to the doctor? Hold on. Your mom is the doctor.
Sure, no problem. I'll be happy to talk to her. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Yes, thank you. I'm just still trying to get a handle on what's going on.
Well, what's happened is she came in for her fetal survey today to her doctor, and they were going to do the measurements of the baby and just kind of track. And when they went to do that, they found that the baby had no fetal heartbeat and was only at 15-week size instead of the expected 20-week size. So the last ultrasound, everything was fine, and now she's 15 weeks, 2 days on their measurement today, because I just read the report. So
she lost it a couple weeks ago.
Correct. And so because she's not bleeding, she's not cramping, but we worry between now and getting the induction to have the pregnancy, we don't want her to start bleeding and have a problem for the next pregnancy with Rh negative. So I want to give her a shot of Rogaine now. And that's what I just came in to talk to them about. So they want to go
so
to
you're going to have to do a termination.
Correct.
Okay, and you'll be doing that today, tomorrow?
Well, what we talked about was the doctors who have been following her so far would admit her, induce her to have the pregnancy, make sure she gets the Rogaine, make sure nothing's infected, everything goes. But they're not comfortable seeing those same physicians, and they're the only ones in our community who do any kind of OB care. We don't have any OBGYN doctors here. So
you don't have any OBGYNs there?
No, it's all family practice. Now there's one that's supposed to be coming to the community sometime this summer. We have a GYN physician, but she's semi-retired and does not do any OB care at all.
Oh my.
Yeah, so it's it's a small community. So what they're talking about is flying to Anchorage, and the Medicaid will not cover the transportation, but they will cover the care.
I see.
And the reason they usually don't is because there's somebody here who could take care of it, and if they choose not to have them do it, then usually they don't. So I'm just trying to tell them. I mean, they can try and get it and have it approved and all that, but that's just been our experience. So that's kind of.
So if she has high risk factors for I don't know, she has epilepsy. If they're co-mingled, if there are other risk factors, would that qualify her for the procedure in Anchorage?
Because there's a fetal demise because the baby is not living. That's a very good question. When they induce it, would that make a difference? I honestly don't know that, but I know that the Medicaid would take care of all of the termination and help cover all the.
No, but I mean, would it cover having her transported to a different facility?
No.
That wouldn't make a difference?
No, because there's a level of service that's here that could handle it. And if they refuse the level of care that's here, then usually Medicaid won't cover it. So that's kind of where it's at. So they can arrange their own transportation, and then when they get up to Anchorage, they can have the specialist would be more than happy, and their insurance would totally cover it. But our experience has been she doesn't qualify for a medevac, and she they would not cover the transportation, and we don't do the paperwork for Medicaid anyway. So they'd have to make those arrangements.
So is she? Does she have any symptoms of an infection at this point?
I'm sorry, say again?
Does she have any symptoms of an infection? Have you checked white count?
That's a very good question. No, she has no fever. Her heart rate, blood pressure, everything is fine, no temperature. We did not do any lab work on her. I was just going to give her the shot of Rogaine, and I was just coming in to talk to them about, what are their plans, where are they going, what do they want to do, where they want to go. But my concern.
So, what experience do the doctors there have in the termination?
We have a lot of. We see a lot of this. Unfortunately, just like every community hospital, unfortunately, people do lose their pregnancy, and the group of doctors that do the OBGYN care also do C-sections. They do help with the process of terminating the pregnancy here.
The doctors that are there right now
Correct.
Are experienced in C-sections.
Correct.
Okay.
But there's only one group that does that, and that's the group that saw her, and they refuse to see them.
Okay. All right. Can I talk to her?
Certainly. Just a moment.
Okay, Janelle. You need to get this done. You're not going to be able to go to Anchorage. I know you're holding a grudge, and, well, you should, but you said yourself it was the scheduling people, not the doctors. And these are different doctors. Just because it's the same company doesn't mean it's the same doctors. That's like holding me responsible because somebody at another facility gave the wrong meds, so everyone's going to hold a grudge against me. Okay? She said these doctors are experienced in not only this, but doing C-sections, delivering babies, critical care when it's needed before they can vac somebody out. You need to get this done before you get an infection.
I'll get it done before I get an infection, but I'm not getting it done here.
You realize how much is it going to cost to get you transported to Anchorage?
Medicaid will approve it, but
No,
the
they
hospital,
won't.
They won't approve it through the hospital. They will approve it if we get an appointment over there and schedule it and get it done.
And how long do you think that's going to take?
Probably only a few hours or probably a day.
Okay, if it takes any longer than 24 hours, Janelle, this has already gone on for a couple of weeks and you didn't know it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, the longer you wait,
The worse it can
the
get.
more you're risking your reproductive health.
Yes, I know.
I know you're holding a grudge, but these are not the same people that screwed up the scheduling.
Well,
okay?
we're gonna get this scheduled ourselves. I know that the clinic in Hoonah can get it scheduled. Once we go back tomorrow, we get it scheduled. We get it scheduled for Anchorage. They'll fly us to Anchorage, and even the doctor's agreeing with what I'm saying.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, don't give it more than 48 hours, I'm telling you.
I can't give it more than 48 hours.
No.
All right, Mom.
You keep me apprised of what's going on, will you?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and talk to the doctor.
Of what's going on. Here, I'm going to hand you to Eric.
Hello.
Hey.
Yes.
You know,
Well, the other doctors that she doesn't want to be seen by, I have documents and records and recordings of them being negligent to Janelle. And
all right. That,
I'm just
documentation, all that stuff can come later.
Yes.
Right now, I just want to make sure she gets the care she needs, and these people are capable of doing this. Just because some scheduler didn't schedule the appointment correctly doesn't mean the doctor doesn't know what they're doing.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, it was the doctor that didn't do their job, not the scheduler. She didn't mention that.
The
And then the manager of that facility even admitted the doctor and the scheduler did not do their job.
Uh-huh. So, is that a separate facility than where you're at right now?
Yes, but all the doctors from that other facility work at the hospital.
Yeah, they work for the hospital, but it's not the same the same doctor that would be doing the procedure right there where you're at right now, right?
Hold on 1 second.
Uh-huh.
I have a call coming in. Hello? Hello?
This is the Direct Express debit card help desk. A deposit is being made available to your Direct Express debit.
All right, I'm back.
Okay. My question is, the doctor that screwed up at the clinic
Is on call tonight at this hospital.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there a different doctor that can do it?
The doctor she just saw earlier at the other place. They all work at the hospital, and she was getting rotated throughout. She saw 4 different doctors at her OBGYN, and they all work here.
My point is, just because they all work for the same hospital doesn't mean they all have the same skill set or the same tendency for negligence.
Yes.
So I guess my concern is that, I work for a big company and we have different facilities.
Yes.
And just because a nurse screws up on another unit, it doesn't mean that she and I can be compared, our skill sets, that I couldn't be considered competent just because she screwed up.
Well, these are MDs who screwed up. Like MDs, so,
yeah. My point is, if there's a different doctor that could do the procedure there, this has already been not viable.
Right.
And potentially making her sick for a couple of weeks. This baby's been, you're supposed to be measuring 18 weeks, and it stopped measuring at 15?
Well, they said it measured at 18. Now we heard another story of 15. Because what they told us when they did the measurements, when they said there was no heartbeat, they said the baby is 18 weeks in measurement. Now we're hearing another story. I don't know which one to believe because the story,
that's suspicious.
The stories keep changing. So that's why we prefer to go to a different place because it seems...
And do you think you can get her in somewhere in the next 48 hours?
I'm going to make sure we get there. If I have to borrow money just to pay for the plane tickets, I will. That's what I'm going to have to do. If we have to get on the next flight out in the morning, we will.
She needs, I know.
Can you hold on one more second? My phone keeps blowing up. Hello.
Hi, Eric. This is Shannon from Alaska Dental Arts.
Yes.
I've got your overnight stay approved. Sorry it took a while.
No problem.
I had to do some fibbing and say that you were here at the office in a dental appointment.
Yes.
But the number, if you have a pen handy.
Give me a second.
Or if you prefer, I could email it to you.
Oh, just give me 1 second.
Okay.
Our problem is we need to have her see a real OBGYN, and they don't have any in Juneau. So how would we get her to Anchorage to be treated for the termination since the baby is dead inside of her?
Oh, goodness.
Yep.
Does she have to be medevaced over there?
Well, they're refusing to do that.
Wow, how could they do that? Do you have any advocates or anything?
No, it sounds like we need one.
Oh, my gosh. You need a lawyer probably, too.
Yeah, that too, but we're hearing multiple stories on this situation, so it's not adding up. But what is that number? I have her mom on the other line.
I'll make it fast. It's P16 11 20 346.
Okay.
And then you just have to call that corporate travel, and they'll get your...
Closed.
Oh, they are?
Yes.
I think they close at 6 o'clock.
Oh, I'll have to check.
Do you want me to give you their number real fast?
I have it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
call me back at this number if you need any help. We'll see what we can do to help you, Eric.
Will do. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Hello? Sorry
Yeah.
about that. That was just making sure we have a place to stay tonight.
Yeah.
That's covered. That's one least worry of mine.
All right, so I understand she doesn't want to stay there, and I'm actually kind of concerned about, what this stress will do to her and the seizure disorder and that kind of thing.
She's actually been getting quite better. By seeing the therapist, we both see the same therapist through different things. He's been helping her out a lot, so she's been doing quite a bit better.
Okay. Well, I'm worried about everything.
Yes. Well, what I'm going to try to do here soon, since it's kind of late, even where my mom lives, is see if she can get us a flight arranged to Anchorage to see a real OBGYN and not these, whatever they call
regular doctors.
Yeah, because that's, this would be something an OBGYN would need to take care of, not just a regular doctor, because that's...
Yeah, but the thing is, if she gets pregnant again, those are only going to be the only doctors she has access to.
Well, we might make sure we see another one in Anchorage this time, the next time around, because of how they've done us this time. It's just, I've heard 5, 6 different stories, and then they keep adding on throughout the whole time she's been a patient there, so they keep changing their story, and I got recordings of them getting caught in lies to us, and so it's just, I'm just trying to figure out what we can do, because it sounds like we might have to get a lawyer also, because that is medical negligence what they did, as from what I was told.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, that's really hard to prove in a first trimester, or even early second trimester, and the first pregnancy.
Well, if I have them lying to us, and that's
I
what they're
understand.
and doing all that, that'll give us a little more grounds against whatever they say.
But she needs to get, like I was saying, this is over 3 weeks now that this has been sitting there and potentially making her ill and screwing her chances of ever having children later on. So if you can't get her in somewhere in 48 hours, you need to go ahead and proceed there at that clinic.
Okay.
And they better be prepared to ship her out fast if anything goes south.
Well, I'll see if my mom can. I'll have to pay her back, which is going to be cutting back on our food for the month. But we have some coming over already that I ordered and freight, so we will have plenty of food. So I might just have to borrow money from my mom and reimburse her for these plane tickets, and try to get on the first thing out in the morning.
Well, how much is the plane ticket?
I don't know yet. I haven't even figured that out yet.
All right. Well, you let me know what's going on, and you keep a sharp eye. They need to draw a CBC now.
Yes. Well, they haven't done that, so I don't know why they haven't drawn a CBC.
Well, they need to do it before she leaves, and you tell them that her mom's a nurse, and she's been going for 3 weeks with this. I want to know for certain that she doesn't have an infection just because she's not running a temperature. People can be septic.
Yeah, and not have a temp. I get you. I understand completely where you're coming from.
People are septic and they don't run temperatures because their systems are overwhelmed. So, the least they should be able to do is...
her anxiety might be up where it might give a false reading from what they're determining.
No, not for CBC. That's a blood count.
No, I mean not for the blood count, but for what they're just visualizing, giving a speculation off a visual aid instead of blood. So.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying I want to see on paper that she's not septic or doesn't have an infection, and with everything that they've done, a CBC is the least they could do.
Right.
and you put it to them that way.
I will. And is she ordering that?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's ordering it.
All right.
And once
Okay.
I'll tell them to give me a copy, and I'll photo it on my phone and send it to you.
All right. Okay. All right.
Let me try to get on getting us a plane ride.
Yeah, and they should do an HCG too, because
A what?
an HCG.
HCP?
No, the human H as in Harry.
Yes.
G C as in Christopher,
Yes.
and G as in George.
Oh, ACG. Okay.
HCG.
Okay.
To make sure that just because some damn equipment's not working right.
Yeah, because that's what I'm not understanding. It possibly could be, because I saw
Yeah.
the baby move, and then it wasn't moving. But I don't know. It could be
It
asleep.
could have been the ultrasound wave.
Yes.
It could have been gas.
Yeah.
But
And if
before
that
they go,
shot just fixed everything, and then we go terminated, I'm going to be even more mad.
exactly.
Yeah.
Just because they didn't see anything visually, they need to check the HCG and see if it's declined, if it's fallen any.
Right.
They need to make absolutely certain this is what
So
the
if the
circumstances are
baby's
before
dead, if the baby's dead, it would be declined or fallen.
I think so. God, it's been
Yes.
eons, Eric, since
Yes.
I had to think about this stuff.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but they need to do some,
They need to do a full lab to make sure before they just go off a sonogram determination. I get you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They need to do a battery test, and they need to be damn sure and clean up their mess properly.
Right. Right. I'll make sure they do the HCG also.
They need to confirm, other than just an ultrasound, that
Yes.
that there's nothing.
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty, and I'm sorry to.
And can they give her something?
They gave her that shot.
No, I'm talking about that's the Rogaine.
Yeah.
I'm talking about does she need an Ativan or something?
Do you need an Ativan or something? For what? Isn't that a benzodiazepine tranquilizer?
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, I used to be prescribed that. That's how bad my anger was when I was a teenager. That's how.
No, Ativan, it's nice and mild. It's not addicting.
Yeah, but it is a
It's-
trank.
Yeah, they can just give her something to keep.
Well, I
Cause
figured
tell
that-
them she has a.
Wouldn't
Tell
a
them that
Valium
she
work
has.
better?
No,
Oh,
no.
Okay.
Tell them that she has an anxiety disorder,
Yes.
a panic disorder,
Yes.
and when the shock of this wears off, you don't want to be dealing with the meltdown.
Well, I've done it before.
I know, but they need to give her something.
Right. Right.
Okay.
I'll see what I can do for that too.
Yeah, but no Xanax, none of the other stuff.
Yes.
Just a nice, friendly little Ativan.
Okay.
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 All right.
All right.
Call me back if there's anything else. Okay.
All right. Well.
Because I'm not working tomorrow, so call me back.
She's out tomorrow. Yes, we'll call you back.
Let me talk to her.
Hold on.
Hey.
Hey.
So,
I gave him an idea of I want them to do an HCG.
okay.
I want something to confirm that the pregnancy is terminated. Besides
Oh,
just
yeah. We got all of it. He has to talk to the hotel, or else we don't get a place to stay.
Okay. All right.
Love you.
I love you. I love
See
you,
ya.
Nellie.
I love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Quick.